crazy, but you know what I mean. So you get it all mixed up in the sport of college football, and you can't just think that somebody's just gonna transition and make that transition smoothly because it don't happen like that all the time. And the lack of development going around matters. It matters. It just does. It matters. And we'll Yo, 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 yo. What up with everybody, man? Thanks for tuning in. Tune in to the fans' point of view, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Follow me on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, here on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button. If you could hype the video up, man, hype it up, man. Hype the video, dog. That helps me out here. Share it with your friends and your family. Let's see who's messing with trucking outside of your family, man. I appreciate y'all doing that, man, and looking out. All right. Period. Don't keep me to yourself. Don't keep me to yourself. Share me out there. You heard? All right. Look, man. So as you can see on the screen here, Pittsburgh, the NFL is moving up the salary cap for 2026. It's going to bust wide open. The salary cap is going to bust wide open, right? That's just what it is. The NFL informed teams that they're projecting a salary cap range of $301.2 million to $305.7 million for the 2026 season, right? And that's what's going to happen. So there's going to be a lot more money floating around out there. Pretty much, it's just going to be a lot more money floating around. Omar Khan there. So first of all, I want to hit this in with my Pittsburgh Steelers because you see Omar Khan on there, right? I rocks with the baldy, by the way, Omar Khan. But look, I like Omar Khan because I think that he's going to spend the money. I hope he does, but we got a history of not spending the money. So that's the first thing we got to do first, right? We got to spend the money in Pittsburgh. We got to get the money, and we got to go spend the money on these free agents. Like, we know George Pickens had a history and whatever, but he's still a free agent, right? Or can Dallas franchise tag him? You know what I mean? Will they franchise tag him because they got that option because we gave that rights over to them, right? But we got to go get these names. We got to go after guys who are on the trading block, pay them these contracts, and if these guys are worth it, like a Chris Olave, of course Chris Olave is worth it. Of course he is. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of offensive linemen. I know one's a center. That's out there from Baltimore, but there's an offensive tackle out there too from Green Bay. We absolutely should be looking at him 100%. And you got to go spend that money. Even if we're going to have a bigger salary cap, that means that we got to go out there and spend that money and spend it wisely, not waste money. And where the money is spent, normally if you get paid in Pittsburgh, you go and play well, you're going to play hard. Like you see TJ Watt and Cam Hayward playing up to their potential. Now, regardless of their age, and I can almost speak for a lot of fans, or at least I'm speaking for myself when I say that looking at Cam Hayward and TJ Watt, they're worth the money, but their age is getting up there, right? So that's the only reason why you can even think about trading them is because of their age, right? That's it. That's all. Like, there's not that much to that. But they are productive. They are productive, and you shouldn't get none less than a first round for those guys because the guys are still productive even with their age. They're still football ready. They come out there, they lead the team, they play well. They just do, right? But hey, I can't say nothing. We got to spend the money. We give problem to guys who are productive, so and paying them. So we definitely got to go out there and pay free agents that's going to come in and be productive and pay them to play. Got to go out there and take some chances and sign some guys. That's first off with that money. So the money don't mean nothing if we ain't doing nothing with it. Now, about the Mike McCarthy hire. I got asked this question a few times, right? Few of my people sent me up, yo, how you feel about the Mike McCarthy hire? Well, do you like it? I do like it and I don't like it, right? I don't like the Mike McCarthy hire for the simple fact I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I feel like Aaron Rodgers had his chance with the team to compete. Now, I know if you compare him to Lamar Jackson, his stats and his numbers look good. Over 3,000 yards, it looks good, right? A running back could rush for over 1,000, right? In this season, but disappear some games. Now, where's those games that Aaron Rodgers didn't throw for over $150, couldn't hit 200 in a couple of games this season? You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. And when you can't when you can't use your arm and your arm traits, your arm talent, you should be able to use your athleticism, just like Josh Allen does. That opens up a lot more for his passing ability nowadays. You cannot be a statue in a position. You can't be that way no more. Your stats will look good, but you won't win. I don't like in the NFL now. You gotta be more than one. An offensive lineman has to be a offensive lineman. You know what I mean? You don't want to just be a tackle, right? You just don't want to train to be a tackle. You want to train to be a tackle, guard, and center. You want to know how to play all three of those positions. You don't want to just be a defensive lineman. You want to be a 270 guy who can bench 400 that can also play the edge in certain schemes, right? You know what I mean? You don't want to just be an edge with even an edge. That's a DN outside linebacker. But some guys who are labeled edge can't cover. But then there is some guys who can cover that plays the edge. But you got to be able to cover. If you're labeled as an edge, outside linebacker, defensive end, you should be able to cover. Period, point blank. TJ Watt, perfect edge. He can cover. He is the prime example for that. It's a hybrid. You can put him down. You can put him down in the 4-point stance, 3-point stance, put him at the wide 9, outside, you know what I mean? Put him out wide 9, have him get back there to the quarterback, or he can line up outside there and drop back into coverage, and I can trust TJ Watt that will check that tight end or the flats. I can trust TJ Watt in the flats, absolutely, 100%. You got to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a linebacker that can cover nowadays in the league. You just can't be, you know what I'm saying? You can't be a cornerback that can cover well, but don't hit. Got to be a cornerback / safety. You know what I mean? You got to be more than one. Y'all get where I'm going. You got to have more than one trait to your game to survive nowadays the way that it's set up. You have to have that. I believe if you look around the league, the most successful people in their sad positions are guys that you can move and put them anywhere on the field. Those are successful guys. It's just been that way for now. It's been going that way for years. That's just the way it is. So, long story short, he had his chance. Not him being able to use his legs, I think, hindered the team. No, we don't need a guy who runs a 4-3, 4-4 at quarterback. We don't need a guy who can run a 4-4, 4-5, 4-6. We don't need that. We need a guy who's athletic enough to be able to pick up a first down. If the line breaks down, for some reason the blitz didn't get picked up, throw somebody off your shoulder, be able to pick up 4 or 5 yards on a broken play to cause get that extra attention to be given to you from the defense for enough to the point where they are trying to contain you. They're not just pinning their ears back over pursuing you to run. They're trying to contain you in a pocket so that you can do your thing, right? Because then if they're just trying to contain you, they're going to give you a pocket. So it makes life easier for your offensive line. In which our case is right now is that our offensive line is kind of in a rebuild mode. So we don't have the offensive line that Aaron Rodgers needs, okay? That's the problem, right? Because, I can sit here and I can bash on them, man, all you want to. But no, I got to put context in that because some people always take things wrong. We don't have the offensive line that it takes to have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. We just don't. You know what I'm saying? They need that extra help. They need that guy. You got to respect them. If you send 6 at this guy and you don't hit home right away, somebody don't come free, he can break out this pocket and he can pick up 10, 15 yards. And when you become a run threat, other things happen. We see it in the league all the time. Even if you can't use your legs, Patrick Mahomes uses his legs. He's not labeled a runner. We see it. We label Josh Allen a runner because when he does it well. But he also can throw the ball. So you always got to have somebody spy. You got to have somebody spying on you. You could try to pin your ears back all you want to, but it makes life a little harder for guys like T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett and Max Crosby and Eric Henderson when they got a quarterback like that. Makes life a little harder for the defense. Makes them have to think, be a little bit more cerebral. All right. So that's all I'm getting at. Now, and that's the thing that really gets me with the hire. Is he coming, like him having that relationship? And I know things was kind of crazy at Green Bay before he left or whatever. Well, all Aaron had to do was sit. But Will Howard, I'm not, he's a 6th-round pick. Yes, we know that. And the same energy doesn't happen for 5th-round picks, right? You see 5th-round picks and people want him to start so much. They want other 5th-round picks to start, but we can't want our 6th-round pick to start. And we need to see what we got in Will Howard. Number one, I like the hire. I don't like the hire because I don't know if Aaron Rodgers coming, right? Right? That's really like the only thing with that, because I really want to see. But I do like the hire because he's great with young quarterbacks. He's proven that with Aaron Rodgers, with Dak Prescott, and I think he could do it with Will Howard right now. I really honestly do, because you think about it, everywhere that Mike McCarthy has been, particularly, it seems like there's always dictatorship around him. There's always been he never could really do his own thing. In Pittsburgh, we let the coach. We give you a lot of time to get it together. And you know what I'm saying? That's another question I got about that, but I'll get up into that in a minute. Like, I question, are we going to give Mike McCarthy at least 7 to 8 years to try to get this thing going? You know what I'm saying? His kind of way. Because I think this would be solid ground for him to start doing it his own way, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Get up in there and start cooking on that and start getting this young quarterback, Will Howard. Let's see what he got. Because, I mean, like, there's been guys who sat for a year. I'm not saying he's a Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying he's Brock Purdy. He's going to come out. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but I do think he's going to give us better quarterback play than what we saw out of Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph in the early on. I do think so. Like, how could you not really want to get a dude who's sitting patiently? Like, you know how much of your ego and how focused you really got to be on the task at hand to be a national championship quarterback, get drafted in the 6th round, and then sit for an entire year and not hit the football field. And I know some of that had to do with injury, but just think about that. Like, not all jokes aside, everything else aside, you yourself, you know that you're one of the best. You were one of the best at your position at whatever job, at whatever level. You know what I'm saying? You was one of the best at it, but you got to go and now you don't get paid your wage. You got to sit and watch somebody else make the money while you working in a mailroom or something. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's big ego, yo. Like, you went to Harvard Law, right? And they're making you, like, you sitting and watching, you working as a public defender, but you watching guys that just went and got at their degree at the community college or the University of Phoenix online. And I'm not saying it's that bad, but still, he didn't say nothing. His ego, we ain't heard a peep out of Will Howard. We ain't heard nothing out of Will Howard. He injured. He worked his way back from injury. He soaked up everything from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had nothing but good things to say about Will Howard, which is another sign, because he gonna say what it is. You know what I mean? So, and we ain't hear nothing about him, driving or getting into anything outside of football. None of that. You can't help but to like somebody that that's how you know he's so focused on his craft and what he has to do. He's a winner. He is a winner. The dude wins. He is super athletic. That's why he gets those Josh Allen comparisons. If you don't know that, then you might want to go watch Will Howard's film in college. Now, will everything he done translate to the league? No, it won't. And I'm not saying that it will, but go watch how the dude prepares. He's smart. Yes, he's a 6th-round pick, but the dude is smart. Will Howard is smart, man. We seen him on John Gruden's quarterback club. Everybody don't do that because everybody can't do that. I'll say that again. Everybody don't do that because everybody can't do that. Every quarterback should sit down with Gruden before the draft. Every quarterback, not a selected few. Every quarterback should do that because that says a lot. Because they're doing that anyway in the interviews at the combine. At least that's what they're supposed to be doing. But to do that, like, I'm telling you, like, that's impressive, yo. It is. It's impressive, number one. He's definitely smart. He got, like, the kid. But we'll know more. We will know more on where and if they draft a quarterback this year. We'll know more, right? Because I still think you got to bring somebody else in that's sharp to push him. You know what I mean? So he don't get comfortable in that position. He still stays that hunger. Like, you know what I mean? Because this is a business at the end of the day. I still think you got to bring somebody in that's going to push Will Howard and keep him great, period, until he solidifies himself as the franchise quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if I'm wrong on Will Howard, I ain't going to talk about my Steelers for a year. But I think he's going to come out the gate. Dude is nice. I think he going to at least get us 8. He at least going to get us 8 wins for sure. For sure. And he going to look damn good doing it. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you. And with the defense, if he can get us 8 with that defense, I just don't want to jump out the window and say that he going to get us 12, 13 wins. But it's possible with this defense we got. It's possible. But realistically, he can get us 8 for sure. For sure. You know what I'm saying? So, but and that's why I like it. That's why I like the hire. And also because of these coaches here. Like when you look at these coaches, right? You look at some of these coaches. Patrick Graham being a defensive coordinator from the Raiders. Say what you want about the Raiders and whatever their D. They stat up a little bit. If you watch them games, you watch them closely, like Matt Crosby be hitting home. He know how to scheme up some things, man. He know how to scheme up some things. Like I know a lot of that's Matt Crosby, but a lot of that is him drawing things up to stop certain things. And at times that defense has looked phenomenal, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs. Remember, that's what division he just came from. And I think people might overlook that a little bit. And maybe they not by now. Maybe people don't start convincing them like he just came from the AFC West with Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and excuse me, and Harbaugh over there. You know what I'm saying? Like some good coaches, bro. Like for real. Some good teams, some talented teams. He's seen Patrick Mahomes. He had to call against Patrick Mahomes. And if I recall, the Raiders always played them well, dog. They did, regardless of them being last. So, come on. He knows what he's doing, bro. He knows what he's doing. I think that's a good hire, right? Shout out to the Steel Underground for this pick, too, by the way. Scott McCurley for the linebackers. Don't know if that's really going to happen, but I like him, too. I like that hire. They got, you know what I'm saying? I think that was one of his guys that stayed around in Dallas, right? All these guys, he got some kind of relationship with. If we can get all these guys in there, I'm cool with that. Especially James Campen, the offensive line coach from the Carolina Panthers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good things come with Mike McCarthy. I like that. I really like that. And here's why, bro. Especially about James Campen. miss the heck. We need an offensive line coach that's going to motivate these guys like no other. Carolina's offensive line was troublesome. He knew how to identify the right guys to have that run game down at Carolina looking crazy. They ain't get no rookie running back. They got Rico Dowd, redraft from Dallas. We ain't know Rico Dowd was going to be running it like that. And Chuba Hubbard been down there forever. You know what I'm saying? So he been down there for a couple years now. So you like, what? Okay. These guys is out there running the rock looking crazy. Behind the offensive line that struggled really bad when Bryce first got there, built it up. So he know how to identify and what an offensive line looks like, a modern offensive line looks like. That's a plus because he'll get those guys where they got going. So this is most definitely why I like it. Tom Arthur with the quarterbacks. Why wouldn't you like Tom Arthur with the quarterbacks, right? Why wouldn't you like him with it? Come on, man. Come on now. What we doing out here? We know what they know. We got something cooking here. Really good. Really, really good. And ain't gonna be no GM popping up every day. Ain't gonna be no owner coming in talking about and telling them what to do. Well, Mike did this. Ain't gonna be that. Ain't gonna be no Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying, dictating what go on in Green Bay. Ain't none of that happening with in Pittsburgh. So I'm excited to see what he gonna do. There's a lot of pluses to that. You know what I'm saying? I like Patrick Graham. I like that. I just talked about it. Him. Will Howard. Yeah, his upside, man, like, we know what's up with him, man. We know what's up with his upside. Like, Will Howard is young, talented, and loaded with upside. The real franchise quarterback potential here. A Josh Allen type development path. Having Mike McCarthy, one of the league's best at developing young quarterbacks, is a massive advantage. It is. I'm telling you, man. He got the height, he got the size, he got the will. Like, how did y'all? When I tell y'all, when them shorts that's floating around with me right now, and I told y'all, we struck gold. Literally. We forget that. We ain't even strike gold. We hit diamonds. Bro. We struck gold. And now we about to hit diamonds, bro. I'm telling y'all this. He is a national championship quarterback. A national championship quarterback. Period, bro. Period. He's played in the highest level there is at college football against some damn good teams. Granted, he has some good guys. So what does that say? We got to get some guys out there. He had the DK Metcalf up. Well, yeah, he can catch better than DK. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah Smith can. Yeah, he could, DK. He can outcatch you, bro. You drop shit. Let's just keep it about. But so all we got to do now is get the receivers. That's all we got to do now. Get the receivers around this guy. Get some guys that's going to show up every day, week in and week out. And look, I'm going to tell y'all right now, one receiver we got on the team, and then Will Howard's going to go crazy. But one receiver we got on the team that a lot of people overlooking, but I think he's going to be nice. And I hope we keep him around, and I hope he get his chance to start. Ben Skowronek, bro. Aaron Rodgers liked him, bro. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why Ben Skowronek is nice, bro. And why Aaron Rodgers likes guys who prepare hard, play hard, and that are cerebral on the football field. Ben Skowronek is cerebral. He's smart. He got good hands. We didn't see much of him because he didn't get the usage because his draft status and the status on the team. I'm telling you that's why. But I almost can guarantee you Will Howard got some kind of connection with Ben Skowronek. Ben Skowronek is a beast. He is, yo. I just like his toughness. That's what drew me to him. It made me start looking at more of Ben Skowronek, his toughness. The way that he goes and on special teams and attacks. the way he finished his blocks on a football field. Every time he goes in motion, he has no problem with hitting a 260-pound defensive end. He ain't got no problem with doing that. Not many receivers is built like that. I don't care where we got him, but Ben Skowronek, he's next up, bro. I think he might be. He's I don't even want to say in the closet because that's something else. But I don't even want to say that. But Ben Skowronek is the guy, and I'm just trying to get us a metaphor that everybody that got the sign and say, can I get some change? I got $1, right? That's asking you for $1, but just to see who gonna give it to him, and then he give you 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Just because you gave him $1. Everybody walked past this dude that was asking for $1 to get an ice cream for their kid, right? But then the first person that gave it to him, he gave him 1,000, 100,000. Just like, here, boom, here you go, 100,000. That's who Ben Skowronek is. That's what his talent is on that football field. You see flashes of it, but we need to get him on the field. We need to get Ben Skowronek in that rotation, dog. I think other guys got first up because, I mean, there's a hierarchy to things. There's a hierarchy to things. But I really like the way he played, man. I think they need to give him a shot on the field. I don't know what's up with Ron Wilson. Maybe him and Will got some kind of connection. You know what I mean? They played against each other. He kind of knows him a little bit more. Maybe he might have a little bit more confidence with him. I think Roman Wilson, sometimes it takes years to get guys, going. Sometimes. But I like Skowronek though. I like Skowronek. And I think I'm not all the way out on Roman Wilson. I'm not all the way out on him yet. I just think he's a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? He's a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what was Roman Wilson. I think he'll be ready, and I think he'll understand a lot more this year than ever. Like, I think we'll see a totally different guy than him this year, for sure. Like, a lot of people was thinking, I mean, we seen flashes of it last year, but you don't get that many chances. When you get that chance to catch the ball, you got to do it. Anytime we hit Skowronek, he caught it, right? Anytime he needed a block, he did it. He ain't just do it, he finished it. And that's how you got to be on this team, but not for any team. But we still need another guy. Because that's what we do. If one thing good in Pittsburgh, we always wind up getting some good receivers, and we need corners, we need DBs, but they out there too. So we'll see though. We'll see what happens with the squad. And I told y'all how I felt about the Mike McCarthy hire. Talked a little bit about Will Howard and what I think his future is for him, and the future is bright. We still got to get a guy to push him. I think that's not wrong to do, whether that's in the draft or free agency. Got to get some receivers. We need receivers for sure, and I think you have to go in the draft and get that. You have to. I like Malachi Nelson, but I'm sure a lot of other people like him too out there in the draft. But I think we're set. I think we got to be looking at. I think Mike. So we'll probably get Denzel Boston. We'll probably grab him first. That's what we'll probably grab first is Denzel Boston, first round, 21st pick. A lot of people's big on him. Not sure, but that's the draft, what they're saying. But I really like Jeremy Bernard. I like Trevor Pena. I like Malachi Nelson. If anybody, I don't know if Mekhi Lemon not gonna slip Peter Blitnikoff. Jordan Tyson, I think he's I do think he's the best receiver in this draft. I'm gonna stand on that. 1A, 1B with him and Mekhi Lemon from SC. They're 1A, 1B to me. I don't care how you put it. Nobody, and then there's a drop off, but not a huge drop off. But there's a drop off from them two guys. You know what I'm saying? Because Cause tell y'all the truth, like Cornell Tate, y'all, like I feel like he's gonna be good because somebody else is taking up the attention off of him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's a great number 2 receiver. I honestly do. I don't think that he's gonna be able to take over and lead a team. I think he'll go good with pairing with Marvin Harrison in Arizona, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And with the tight end over there, like, you know, I don't but I think there's other people that can ball like Carnell Tate. I think Jeremy Bernard, Carnell Tate, McCann Nelson. Sure, you even got old boy Montgomery from John Carroll right now, that's 6'3", another possession guy, but he look like he can run a little bit. Like there's guys out there I think that fall in that same category as him. Like I honestly do. The guys ain't coming out yet. Malachi, Tony, Jeremiah Smith, like those are guys. Those are different. I don't think there's nobody like them in this draft ever at receiver. Makai Lemon and Jordan Tyson here. They're I'll give them 90s. They're in the 90s. And then there's a lot of people, there's a lot of receivers that's in that 85 to 89 range. And Bernard's one of them. And I think just depending on scheme and how they're used, like they're all great. And Zachariah Branch and Concepcion, they're the slot guys. Quick guys, get them on the field, Luther Burton types, you know, but faster. You feel me? That's what I think. How the Bears are using, how Ben Johnson draws up plays for Luther Burton. I think that's what you got getting out of Concepcion and Zachariah Branch in the NFL, right? Don't know if he's going to step out and just go crazy. You know what I mean? That's all. But yeah, and I really like Cameron too from Baylor. I think Cameron from Baylor, big guy like that. He's the perfect hybrid. He's the perfect hybrid because you can line him up in the backfield. He did play running back. You know what I'm saying? Like you can line him up in the backfield. Imagine motioning your receiver from receiver empty, starting out empty, and then going to your back. You know what I'm saying? Like he can play that position. Big guy. I think 220. He going for 220 plus, 6'1", big receiver. You know what I'm saying? Look like I think that's somebody that I would like to have on our team, even though we got that in DK, but we want to run the ball and possession guys with a younger guy is always better to have. Somebody could stretch the field. I don't think that's necessarily better to have in the NFL. I think that's better to have at the college level when you got younger guys. And Will Howard got a cannon, but I think possession guys are better for younger quarterbacks, if that makes sense. All right. But yeah, man, like that's just how I feel about things. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all know how I always give it up. Pray for yourself. Pray for each other. Pray for me. I'm always praying for y'all. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. I hype the video, share it. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and definitely here on YouTube. Hype me up. Appreciate y'all.